Been a DC native my whole life, been living here my whole life. Don't think I would want to live anywhere else. It's pretty fun in DC, you know, a little rough, but pretty fun.
My name is Shayana. I grew up here in DC. DC, it's an experience. It's bad and good, but you gotta make the best of whatever you come across.
I really like DC, right? I chose to live here on purpose. Like a lot of places, there's a lot of challenges here, and the challenges go way back. There is a long history of disinvestment in the communities on this side of the river, and that's the schools, that's the neighborhoods, that's the jobs. There's a lot of wealth in this city, and that there are known solutions to a lot of the problems that we have in this city, and there's just no political will to actually execute those solutions and make life better for people who have been here for way longer than I have.
A lot of us are product of our environment. When you're young, you know the decision-making portion of your brain is not fully developed, so you're easily influenced. I think that it's a lot of negative peer pressure, or it's been my experience, there's a lot of negative peer pressure in certain communities in DC, and a lot of times it's easier to go along to get along, right? You know, you may be fortunate enough to have maybe one person in your ear that's saying, you know, stay in school, do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. If you're fortunate enough to maybe have a grandmother or some elder in your life, but unfortunately, if you're not, then you know the call to the streets, you know, what's going on in the streets going to look attractive to you.
We're gonna get you all in tune about what FAN is, but first, mission equal, what?
That store.
No, not that store, store over here. But first we gotta make a store run, because the babies need snacks. Next, something that makes you angry.
When people be doing too much.
Oh my God. Cut it!
So we started FAN with a donated space. I had taught myself how to write grants. I taught myself how to do a budget. I taught myself how to do the accounting. And you know, we started off with we had maybe 20 kids that first summer. We played tennis, we tie-dye t-shirts. We, you know, had creative writing and debate, I think we had that summer. And we started off with middle school kids because that was at the time a group that not a lot of attention was being paid to them in the city, and there wasn't a lot of programming for them in the city. But it's also a time that's really an opportunity for young people as they're starting to come into their own and grow into who they are.
Actually, October 2020, which is this month, makes my 6th year at FAN. From when I first started back in 2014, the experience was absolutely amazing. I've never done this type of work before. I came from actually along the line of, you know, like museums and just odd work that didn't really tie to this. But after I got hired here, I saw the, you know, the mission and what everybody was trying to do, and, you know, all the youth participants that they had and where everything was going, and I pretty much fell into it. FAN had actually shut down back in, I believe, 2016, and we came back 2017, and that's when I was promoted to director, which is the position I am in now. And before it actually shut down, we had, you know, our executive director, he had passed away, Bernie, you know, some years ago. We got Miss JoJo now, and she came in and she took everything by storm. And if you look at us now, everything is great.
All of our staff members, or the majority of our staff members, have lived experience similar to that of our youth participants. So we can all relate to the things that our youth participants are going through. One of the things that I think is key in us working with our youth is our ability to develop and sustain relationships over time. And that's crucial when dealing with youth participants, because oftentimes you have people that come in and out of their lives and don't consistently stay, even when dealing with organizations. You have high turnover rates. Like, the majority of our staff have been here for years, even to the point where one of our alumni participants in our program is now a staff member. So we have people that are loyal to the organization who want to see our youth participants succeed, and youth participants who want to be in the program. And just being a part of that, the fact that they welcome me, because I'm technically an outsider, so they welcome me into their space to help them make it a better place for them and for others to come behind them. That's been a great feeling for me to come in and be a part of.
And I was about 9 years old, going on 10 years old when I first joined FAN, so that was about 12 years ago now. I was just a kid trying to find something to do after school. That was after school program for me. And then I quickly realized and got comfortable with the people who was around me and grew relationships with them, and quickly had bonded with them and had a family, an outside family at that. Because the foster homes I was in and out of, I went to about 13 different foster homes in my life, and I didn't feel like I was home at any one of my foster homes. And when I got to FAN, I felt like I had somewhere to call home, somewhere I can kick off my shoes, let my hair down, and tell whatever I want, whatever story I wanted to tell, and have people who there support me and to help me through whatever situations I was going through at the time. When I had my child, when I found out I was pregnant, I was still scared to go around FAN. So I was so scared to go around FAN because I knew a lot of people who knew me already and seen me growing up. I was scared to know what they would think of me being pregnant so early and without, just being, without warning. When I rejoined FAN and I actually came around and let everyone know I was pregnant, they was super excited for me. They was very respectful, and they also wanted to help out as much as possible. Ms. Nia actually came to my baby shower and we had a ball. Afterwards, I had my son. I took some time, about another year off of FAN in 2018. I took about another year off of FAN, and I came back 2020 full force. At the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic hit.
I have a lot of help. I have Miss Shaniqua, I have FAN. I love everything they do for me. I had my son at 16 years old, 2016. I have help sometimes by his other side of his family, but not as much as I need. If I have no one to rely on, I have FAN.
Shantavay actually came to the program 2012, I want to say. She was about 9 or so, 9, 10. It's been a while. And, I remember that at the beginning, she was quiet when she first came in, but it didn't take long for her personality to come out and to, for her to bring her full self to the program, shall we say. And she was a very consistent participant for a number of years. And then kind of fell off for a little while, and then that's when she got pregnant with Caden. But what I want to say about Shantavay, and I still haven't gotten to say it to her face because of the pandemic, I am so proud of her because she had a really hard time with school even before she had a baby. And to have a baby at the age that she did and come back and finish high school, yeah, I'm so proud of her.
The organization was founded in 2005 by Dr. Nia Westbay and Juanisha Hicks, and they essentially opened the space to be a safe space for fostered youth. Since the organization's been founded, the numbers for children being placed into care over the years has declined, and so FAN has open the doors to the broader community and welcome anyone who may be impacted by the child welfare system to utilize the space as a safe haven.
I grew up in foster care basically half of my life. As a child, I was taken away from my mother at a young age. My mom was an alcoholic. I joined FAN I was 9 or 10. I was 9 or 10 years old. I've been in here for a long time. They helped me with a lot of stuff, like my anger, I used to spaz out. I used to cuss everybody out. I used to do a lot of stuff from anger, from like depression. Like I was going through a lot of stuff as a child. So me talking, me like getting stuff off my chest, it helped me out a lot. That's why I can call on Miss JoJo, I can call on Miss Shaniqua, I can call on anyone in FAN and talk to them and tell them what's going on. And they will sit there and help me.
I like this program because they do stuff for us and we go on fun events, and I like the teachers here and they fun. And I could be myself at this program.
No, that's for next month. Just draw what you want to draw.
I'm drawing a sun. Well, not a sun.
Like Halloween.
Draw some.
Halloween.
Your favorite part of Halloween.
Halloween, do something Halloween.
Then do that.
No, I'm drawing a sun like a sunrise.
Paint a spooky background with a pumpkin. I joined FAN when I was 9 years old, and I joined FAN because they would come and pick my cousins up in the summertime, you know, and always take them to fun trips and, you know, help them with their homework after school, or, you know, just plan different events and invite them, give them pizza, stuff like that. And I wanted to be a part of that, honestly. So, you know, FAN greeted, you know, I got the information for my mom, and my mom enrolled me in FAN. And ever since then, FAN has been like, everyone has been like welcoming to me, and it's just like a big family here.
Anthony is one of my participants. When I first started at FAN, he didn't like me at all. His sister didn't like me, his cousins didn't like his whole, you know, he has a big family, and they're all in FAN. And Lord, I tell you, them kids didn't like me whatsoever. But as the years, you know, as time passed, you know, we all became really, really close. I became really close with their family. I could go to grandma's house and chill if I want to. But I became really close with their family, and, you know, him and his sister, you know, their father passing, just me knowing their father personally and actually being around him, talking to him, hanging with him, and the fact that he's not here now, just to see how he developed and was able to grow and get over losing his father, who was literally, like, to him and his sister, the best person in the world. So just seeing that, and, you know, just he's in college now. He's going to Clark Atlanta.
I don't know much about what I should say about Shantave. I know that she's a very determined young lady, and she has a mind of her own. She's not going to let the world tell her who she should be, and she's figuring it out as a single mom with the support of her family and little support from the father. I mean, he helps in whatever ways that he can, but it's primarily just her raising her son. And I commend her for that, because she had him very young. She kind of reminds me of my mom, because my mom had me very young. And my mom finished high school, and so did she. And she has aspirations to do other things. Like, she wants to be a veterinarian. And once my mom finished high school, she went to a technical college for a little bit, and then that was that. Like, she just invested in raising her family. But Shantave has ambitions beyond just pouring into her son. And I think that is commendable.
FAN has helped me progress both in my academics throughout the years, especially as soon as my dad passed away, because I struggled a lot with that. So FAN was very supportive of me through all of that. FAN has also been supportive of me through my college process, and they've also been supportive of me just in also dealing with my mental health, making sure I have the resources I need, making sure they connect me with different programs, stuff like that. That's why I continue to join FAN, because as you get older, it doesn't just stop because you turn 18. They still there for you. They're still here to help you. So that's what I love about FAN, and I've always loved that about FAN.
You know, Anthony, I know, again, he was maybe around 10 or 11 when he came into the program. And he was always very sweet. Here, you know, I don't know how he is out in the world or how he feels like he has to carry himself out in the world, but he was always very sweet at FAN. To this day, in my office at my new job, I have a piece of art that Anthony did for me that was a leaf rubbing that he had given to me, and that's been hanging in my new office at my new job since I left as the leader of FAN. But again, I know like Anthony went through some tough times in the last couple of years of high school on a whole bunch of fronts. And again, I'm so proud that, you know, he has made it to college, and even in this crazy world that we're living in with the pandemic, and where he's doing it from a distance, but he's doing it. And again, what that's going to mean for his future and his family. I'm just really proud and excited for them.
We created kits and got technology for all of our youth participants and delivered them and ran a virtual summer program. And the first thing that my program director said when we were doing this, she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe we're really doing this. And I was like, what do you mean? We said that it was something that we were going to do. And she was like, well, you know, there have been times in our history where the leadership has said that we were going to do something and it just hasn't been done. And so I think that right there was one of my fondest moments, just knowing that we are continuously doing the work that we say we're going to do and holding true to our word. Even my negative story with my youth participants fighting each other and not wanting to have to stay home, like that is a testament to the work that we're doing here. Like we really are creating a space where they can truly be themselves. And just seeing that play out and having them want to constantly come back is always an amazing feeling and makes me feel good about being a part of the organization.
FAN is very supportive of me and my time and my child, of everything that we want to do. I can always call Miss JoJo, Miss Nia, Miss Shaniqua at any point in time, whatever time it is, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can call them whatever, and they will help me out with whatever situation it is. Even if they can't help directly, they will help me find the resources there is to help me through whatever situation I am going through.
The main challenges in the community that we are aiming to solve is one, being a safe space for our program participants, because the area is riddled with gun violence. Like DC is chopper city, pow pow. Like people are going to get shot whether you are an innocent bystander or not. They don't have any remorse or any regard on who they're coming after. The Ward 8 area is a food desert. There are only 2 grocery stores in this area, period. Just 2, which is why we had to set up the food pantry outside so that the community members could come in and take what they need, what they want.
In some ways, the program was like a foster child for years, where every year or every season, we were moving to a new location. That happened for a whole lot of reasons, ranging from overpriced real estate in Ward 8 for commercial purposes, to folks not really understanding what it means to do this kind of work with young people, and recognizing that it doesn't always look beautiful all the time, and not really having patience for that. To, again, tied to the fundraising, being able to afford the kind of space that we really needed. It was, they said that FAN was sort of doing well for the first couple of years, and then we hit the 2008 recession right around when a lot of organizations would sort of take off. And so that was a huge challenge where, one of our early funders was Freddie Mac, which went away during that, that recession and when the housing bubble burst. A lot of funders pulled out or reprioritized during that time in ways that hurt our ability to fundraise. I think another big challenge that happened after I left was the person who came in as executive director after me, whose name was Bernie, passed away unexpectedly 9 months after taking over the role. And again, not only did we have to deal with the personal grief and loss from having had that happen, we then had funders say, oh, I know you've had this terrible destabilizing thing happen to your organization, and we're gonna pull our funding until you're more stable, right? So it's sort of like a double crushing of you've lost this person that everybody cared about, and then your funders are gonna also tell you that they're not gonna support you anymore. So all of that was really challenging. I think the things that have always made our difference are our individual donors. They have always seen us through, no matter the good times, the bad times. And that's, at all kinds of levels, from all kinds of people. Some of my elementary school teachers and my elementary school principal are consistent donors to FAN. People I grew up with, as well as people in this community who have, grown to know and love us, people who have volunteered with us, people who have been board members, et cetera. So I think that's been consistent. And then what's been great in the last few years is being able to have a 3-year lease in this space and be in a position to sign a 3-year lease and know we were gonna be in the same space for 3 years, I think has really helped to bring a lot of consistency and growth to the program, to the point that we're actually almost about to grow out of the space that we're in, as well as having our first multi-year funding commitment, where we were able to get the lease for 3 years because we knew we were going to have a grant for 3 years, and so then anything else on top of that sort of became like a bonus. So.
FAN is very important to this community, and I say this for one because I do say it all the time. For one, we're like a family. For two, we're not here to judge, and for three, we're here to help you by any means.
I think FAN is doing a great job, man. FAN has came a long way. When I first got here, FAN had none of this that they had now, but overall I think they're doing a great job, man, with the Peer Operator Center. They're giving these youth an opportunity to come here and basically seek growth, something that we really didn't have growing up, right? Growing up, we had summer camp. Summer camp lasted throughout the summer. FAN Peer Operator Center gives these kids the opportunity to be able to invest in themselves all year round. Whether they want to come here and get resumes for jobs, whether they want to come here and do job training, whether they want to come here and do homework, whether they want to come here and get something to eat. We just put a pantry out front, which is, a cabinet full of food. We put a refrigerator there. So basically, people can come and just walk up to this building 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning if they want. If people is hungry and they sitting out on the streets and they feel like they don't have nowhere to go, you can actually come to FAN and just go in that pantry with a free will. Nobody's gonna stop you from doing it. You can go in that pantry with a free will and, get something to eat. Not only for yourself, but it might be some food in there enough for you and your family.
I love FAN. I only been here for a year, but they took me in. I found FAN through my best friend. I love Miss Shaniqua. She's my favorite, all-time favorite. She always keeps me laughing. I'm always happy when I'm here. It's just basically like a second family.
FAN has been a great influence in my life. Just the love you get here, the passion that every worker has to see you succeed. You could tell when someone's pretending to care, and you could tell when someone actually cares. And at FAN, they actually care. And it's so a lot of people don't have that at home, so I just always loved that about family.
What I want to tell everybody to work hard, keep pushing. You can do this. There's like, no matter what nobody say, they doubt you, you keep going and you do what you gotta do and show everybody you can be the best you can.